Howdy everybody. We are now going to talk about naming polynomials. Basically, we're going to go over what a polynomial is and how do we name them based on their degree and how many terms they have. Now, a polynomial, it's a collection of terms that are added or subtracted. Zoom it out a little bit there. So the polynomials are a collection of terms that are added or subtracted. A term is a product of numbers and variables. So in each term there's multiplication going on. But for the polynomial, we're just adding a bunch of these terms together. For example, you could have 2x plus 3. The 2x right here, 2x means 2 times x. So that's really what's happening, 2 times x plus 3. And now since it's a polynomial, they're tied together. This whole expression, 2x plus 3, has to stick together. You can't break it apart. You can't do anything else with it. 2x plus 3 is 2x plus 3. Now, there's a video on degrees, so if you need that, check it out on the website. There's a video on adding and subtracting, on multiplying. What this is how do we name? How do we name polynomials? Well, one way we name polynomials is by the number of terms. And a term is just this part right here, the 2x. The term also here is 3, so there are 2 terms. But we're going to start off with like 0 terms. That's nothing. That's nothing at all. One term is called a sorry about the M, a monomial. Mono means one. It's one polynomial. Poly means many. Mono means one, so there's only one term in the whole thing. Now 2 means there are 2 terms. So there are 2 terms. And this is called a binomial. 3 means there are 3 terms, and that gives us a trinomial. And if there is greater than or equal to 4, we call it an nth degree polynomial. So if there are 5 terms, we call this a 5th, or well, actually, we don't call it an nth degree. Sorry about that. That's what I'm talking about, degrees. This is actually, if it's 5 terms, it's just called a polynomial. We don't have any special names. The only special names we have are for 1, 2, and 3. Those are the special names. Everything else is just a polynomial. I apologize. I'm making this video at the end of the day. It's a long day. But those are our special names. When it's greater than or equal to 4, it's just called a polynomial. So, kind of just ignore that, ignore that. And I got some white out, so I can put the white out over it, so it doesn't even look like it's there. Alright, so it's not even there. Now, we can also name by the number of degrees. And if you don't remember how to find degrees, then what you want to do is go back to the video about finding the number of degrees. Now, if there's a 0 degrees, it's called a constant. And all it is like the number 2 or 7 or -3, something like that, where it's just a number. If the degree is 1, it's linear. And that would be like x minus 3, 2x plus 4. Everything has a power of 1, so it's linear. If the degree is 2, it's what we call quadratic, which is what our next unit's all about. This is like x squared plus 3x plus 4. The leading term has a power of 2. 3 is cubic. So if you have 3x cubed minus 4x squared plus x plus 1, the leading term has a power of 3. That's the highest. It's going to dominate everything else. It's going to give us the shape of the graph. It's going to give us everything. We know it's cubic at that point. Now 4 is called quartic. It's not used that often, but it's good to know. So if you have like 5x to the 4th minus 3x cubed minus 2x plus 1, x to the 4th is the leading term, we're good to go. Now, if it's greater than or equal to 5, this is where we get 5th degree. That's all we say. Or, if it's x to the 11th, it's an 11th degree polynomial. And the way that we form the name is we put the degree name first, and then we put the number of terms next. So you might say that it's a quadratic trinomial if you have x squared plus 7x plus 12. 3 terms, it's a trinomial. It's quadratic. It's quadratic trinomial. It's like saying it's a blue raincoat. You don't say it's a raincoat blue. It's a polynomial. That's what it is. It just happens to be quadratic, so it's a quadratic trinomial. So that's how we kind of line everything up by name and by type. So, there you go. Good luck.